What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen that I was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. New York Mayor Mandani, first 30 days in office have been absolutely favored. There's a post, about it, and I can't see the TikTok, but I'll let y'all know the TikTok because I know a lot of people be wanting to know, these things. But when I tell y'all that things aren't looking good for Mandani, and I'm sure y'all see it a lot, things aren't like at all. There's more and more things coming out each and every day, about this individual, about people that so-called, even supported, Mandani from the start. But one thing about it, a lot of these individuals, y'all voted for him, and people tried their best to let everyone know what it will be like, and they're truly seeing, for themselves. Check it out.
All right, I'm Sweeney, and since Zoran Mandani wants to start deleting comments which are good faith critiques of his administration, just like Joseph Stalin did, just like Fidel Castro did, just like Maduro did, I'm going to give you my take in 60 seconds or less of his first 30 days in office, all right? Let's start off with his appointments. He appoints someone to housing who said, and I quote, "Home ownership is a weapon of white supremacy." Okay. Then he appoints someone who in 2020 said, "I don't give a damn if they burn down Target." Then he appoints two violent ex-convicts. Wonder how their victims feel. Then he stands up before the podium and says, "New York City unfortunately has a $12 billion deficit." Well, that's just napkin math, you brainiac. That's exactly what happens when we give $12 billion to illegal migrants instead of back to the taxpaying citizens themselves. Then the winter starts. 14 people died right off the cuff because he'd rather virtue signal and win popularity contests than doing the right thing like a leader should do by clearing the homeless encampments. Then 2 days ago, he goes to the hospital to visit a knife-wielding man who almost stabbed an NYPD officer in the face. Then yesterday, a man named Jermaine Parham is arrested. And it turns out that Jermaine had 32 prior arrests under your justice system, Zoran. Before you turn around and try to pass the buck and blame other people, you are mayor of a city council with 51 members, and 45 of them are Democrat. The power to change is sitting in your hands. You are just refusing to use it. And now, I know I can't speak on behalf of all New Yorkers yet, but I can speak on behalf of all New Yorkers who have their eyes open when I say as follows: vote of no confidence.
One thing, y'all see it right here. Hold on. There we go. So you got at Sweeney, and that's SWEEENIE. And y'all can go check, his TikTok out if y'all on TikTok. I know a lot of people not. But that was literally, 60 seconds and some change of the issues that Zoran obviously has right now. He mentioned individuals that has passed away due to the cold weather. Mandani again. And this is, I'm pretty sure, Latina, I hope I'm not saying the wrong name. Latina Brown, she had posted this. And if I'm saying it wrong, please correct me, y'all. But she had posted this. And again, had mentioned, there's a lot of issues, him wanting to even go see, an individual that, have attacked, an officer, a person that has been arrested 32 times. And again, 14 individuals that have passed away due to the cold. One thing about it, you literally have New York Mayor Mandani that has again put out a video, mind you, and I'm gonna let this video play and I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Hello, my friends. It is one of the coldest days that New York City has seen in a long, long time. It's actually colder today in New York City than in parts of Antarctica. So this is just a reminder to stay inside, stay warm, and stay safe. And if you are outside and you see anyone who looks like they're in need of any kind of assistance, call 311. Our outreach workers will connect them with safe haven sites and shelters. Thank you.
I feel like as a mayor, you should do way more than what you're doing. What he's doing right now, like I've mentioned in previous videos, is that he goes on here and goes online and try to make himself look good to where he's acting like he's actually out here doing work as he's wearing a New York City emergency management hat. It's one of those things. You obviously see he doesn't wear hats. You know what I mean? This is something, another stunt, that they put out. Okay, well, yeah, put this hat on and make it look like you're doing, just like he did that ad when he was shoveling snow. But as like I said, you had that post, and the individual said that 14 individuals passed away due to the cold. Tina Brown put 3 more homeless people found unalived in the cold. These little TikTok videos doesn't excuse you for your terrible leadership. I hope Congress and the Trump administration hold you accountable for the 19 plus people that have passed away on the streets. Shame on you. Now go TikTok that. And I truly do not blame her for putting this out. I truly do not blame her for putting this out because it's real and it's true. It's real. And I truly can't stand that. One thing about it, I seen a video today of somebody recording, an individual, obviously, that had passed away on literally right by the road. Homeless person. And what is crazy to me is that they see these homeless individuals that's outside. And he literally said it's colder today than in parts of Antarctica. So if you literally are saying that knowing how cold it is, and y'all are seeing these individuals, these so-called emergency management program that you have, why are y'all not helping? It's not like they found this individual somewhere where people really don't, it's not a lot of traffic going, through. It's not that. This person was literally next to individuals, that's walking past. And it just goes to, it truly goes to show you that they're not on top of what they say they truly are. And that's what hurts me a lot, when it comes down to it. Tell me y'all. Individual at post, snow, trash, unalive individuals are piling up in the streets of New York. Socialist takeover has finally begun. It's truly sickening. Truly sickening. And people don't understand that. Rob Schneider posted, just landed in New York. Said, welcome to communism, New York. Welcome to communism, New Yorkers. Then you have here, as mayor during storms, New Yorkers knew the streets would be plowed, trash would be picked up, the vulnerable would be protected. We cleaned up the snow so fast, people complained they didn't even get a day off work. Let me tell y'all something. One thing about it is that this is truly insane to me. People, and I can't say that I'm surprised about this within this post. And this is Rudy Giuliani, that posted this. They knew how bad it would be. They obviously still know. I'm pretty sure it's been over 10 days. 10 days in New York looks insane. I'm not gonna lie. Anywhere you turn, you see piles of trash and snow everywhere. It's truly disgusting. Truly disgusting. I'm not even gonna lie. And I truly don't get, I truly don't get, a lot that's going on right now and why people even want this. I'm telling y'all. Says the weather this weekend will not align with his plan. Y'all see it right here. It said be prepared for the coming weather. We are in one of the longest stretches of extreme cold in our area's history, and we're preparing for yet another round of bitterly cold temperatures settling in through Monday along with light slow. So these things are going on. They're not doing nothing about it. One thing about it, he has bigger, and he has a lot of issues there's so many things that's going on with Zohran Mamdani. It's obviously crazy. His mayor, mother in New York, City Mayor Mamdani, attended a private party at a home of Jeffrey Epstein, ex-girlfriend. Also present were former U.S. President Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos. Pretty wild. One thing about it, this woman right here is completely right, what she said. Check it out.
So Zohran Mamdani's mom was just mentioned in the recently released Epstein files, and I think it's something worth talking about because at the end of the day, why is it that Zohran Mamdani was able to rise to power so quickly in a place like New York City? I'm sure that there's many eager politicians, many that have dedicated their entire lives to serving that city, and yet somebody who seemingly came out of nowhere was able to rise to the top over all of them, despite the fact that he has essentially no career background in politics at all, except for being a New York assemblyman, which he failed at. He actually had the worst voting record out of any assemblyman ever. He showed up for less than half the votes, and yet somehow that was enough to substantiate the fact that he was going to be their nominee. That seems very weird, unless, of course, you have people higher up pulling strings in order to get him where he wants. Now, if you read the specific parts in which it mentions his mother, Mira Nair, she was a director for a film called Amelia, and for some reason, Ghislaine Maxwell was the one hosting the after party for her. People such as former President Bill Clinton and CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, were also in attendance at this party. I didn't know that they were such lovers of the arts. I don't know why they would be at a after party for a new chick flick that had come out. That seems like a little bit of a strange guest list. Now, of course, we don't know exactly what took place at this party, but you gotta say it looks a little bit off.
Definitely looks a bit off when it comes down to it. People are saying they even look, identical, and they truly do. Truly do, just based off of how things are. It's pretty wild. Definitely pretty wild. One thing about it, you have Zohran Mamdani, literally, and I want to make sure, I have everything. I meant to send my other link, and that's why I'm tripping out. But I'll read some of this in a little second. But you have Zohran Mamdani speaking on, this whole situation with Epstein. Check it out.
It is incredibly difficult to see images that you know to be fake, that are patently photoshopped and AI generated, and yet can reach across the entirety of the world in an era of misinformation. And there's the old adage about how quickly a lie can spread with a comparison to the truth. I think what we have to know is what the truth is. We share it with those, and then we also have to work to ensure that we have a city, we have a state, we have a country that actually has a regulatory system when it comes to AI. Because frankly, what it looks like today is a system that is ill-equipped for the speed and the reach of the technologies in front of us.
Let me tell y'all something. Why even speak on it? I feel like if something isn't true and that it's not true, why even speak on it? Because now it makes you even look more, guilty, when it comes down to it, to us more. This is something that just didn't just come out to where it's like, oh, well, yeah, we're making this up. No. I feel like it's definitely more to it. It says the chances that, Epstein is Zohran Mamdani's biological father are way higher than you think. I'm going to skim over a little bit of this. But says mom, Myra, was a prominent filmmaker in New York in the 80s and ran the same circles as Jeffrey. She produced a creepy documentary. I'm not going to say that, but it was in 1987. Believe it or not, Zohran's mom was married to a man named Mitch Epstein from 1981 to around 1989. The word "around" is notable because that is literally what it says on her about page. Sounds like she's lying about the real year. She met her second husband, academic Mahmoud Mamdani, in 1989 during film research in Uganda, married him in 1991, and then Zohran was born in October 1991 in Kapu. So you literally have, so I'm trying to, make sure I'm saying everything because I'm just skimming over this, y'all. The probability he was conceived in wedlock are very small based on that timeline. Mira and Mitch Epstein reportedly had no kids together despite being married for around 8 years. Considering Jeffrey Epstein, Mitch Epstein, who they say are unrelated, has similar backgrounds, also look similar, it is safe to say she had a type. With the likely overlap of her first marriage with meeting Mahmoud, she probably also wasn't a stranger to cheating either. So, don't know. You literally have here, thanks to the recent file drop, we now know that Mira and Jeffrey had at least some kind of relationship in 2000. She was named in 2009 email from Peggy, publicist Peggy, to Jeffrey Epstein about an after party. Maxwell's New York City townhouse after the screening of her film. How did the two even know each other? So I guess that goes into question 2. Mira started with low budget docs in the 80s, founded films in 1989, and hit big with Moonsun Wedding in 2001, over 30 million worldwide. Her net worth is now estimated between 5 million and 22 million now. Built fast through Indeed hits, grants, and Hollywood gigs like Queen of And you have questions linger about whether connections with Epstein's network helped with funding and opening doors for her in 1990. In the 90s. If her only child, Zohran Mamdani, is in fact biological son of Jeffrey Epstein, it will explain a lot. Honestly, going over a lot of that and just seeing how that is, I wouldn't put it past it. Just based off of just how things came about fast, and then fast forward, boom, you're in a 2009 email. You know what I mean? It was pretty wild. You know what I mean? It's definitely pretty wild, you know, with it all. So it's just a lot of thought when it comes down to it. You know, people question and ask, you know, if these two look alike. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, definitely, when you look down to it. Truly, I don't know. A little odd. Make sure you hit the like button. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Catch y'all next one.